And just like that, good to see everybody back. My light didn't work. Hang on, let me get this turned on for a second. There we go. Good to see everybody now that we have lights on. Welcome back to the stream. I'm glad to see you all. Carolina Keith, Professor Keith, regular Keith. Nonetheless, all the same, glad to have you. Want to do it a little bit more chill this stream. All the same data though, all the same information that we normally have. Only a little more chilled out, a little more cool. Want to show you some interesting data points that we found. Got the Bollinger Bands pulled up, and I want to show you why I have the Bollinger Bands pulled up. Really cool indicator that's fairly easy to use. Let's get into it. If you haven't done so, please do me a solid. Hit the like button. Hit the comments. Comments are on the right here. You can't see them because I changed the YouTube stream around just a little bit. I'm going to fix that later. Don't worry about it. Also, hit the notification bell while you're there. It costs nothing. It's free. And the more likes we get, the higher up YouTube pushes up the algorithm chain there, and the farther our outreach gets out to everybody, all right? I want as many people in here as we can get, talking it up, asking questions, seeing things, doing things, etc. Fair? Fair. Cool. So, I got the Bollinger Bands pulled up. How do they work and what do they do, right? Well, first and foremost is the dollar index, DXY. That's up here on the screen. The dollar index is a really cool thing. The dollar index shows us a mathematical formula for fiat currencies. All right, it's weighted. There's a whole formula that goes behind it. Whatever. Find yourself the time to look up that formula if you wish. It's more so about the Bollinger Bands for me and what they mean. But first, let's go say hey to everybody, shall we? And we shall. First comment, Win Mullet. Tight bands are good. You got that right. Thank you, Win Mullet. Good to see you, brother. Dean, what's up? Good to see you, Dean. Dab, hi, Keith from Australia. Been watching your videos for a while. First time I've caught a live one. Wow, what's up, my guy? Applause for you, sir. China Matt, tighter than clam's grip on a pearl, it would make a boa constrictor jealous. Spoken like a true Chinese British man. Fetch the tub of grease and shoehorn. I actually have a shoehorn. We have two of them here. We have one large one and one smaller one. I learned about shoehorns from wearing cleats over the years. But I believe you in Europe call them boots. What's up, educated dummy? Good to see you, brother. Frank. What's up, my guy? Raging Beagle. Good to see you, brother. Jag. T-Dub. What's up, my friend? John P. Hello and good night. Can never stay up for these calls of work. I fully get it, brother. Don't hate. I understand completely. You're never going to see me get mad because people got to go earn a living, okay? I'm cool with it. As a matter of fact, I want to help you not have to do that anymore. What's up, Nick? Good to see you, brother. JD Crypto, Ever4, what's up? Rope-a-Dope, Jeremy, my cousin, Lunatic Prophet, Todd Mack. Can I get DAG? Yeah, we can look at that. Shall we? And we shall. Letters and Digits, what's up? Good to see you. Eric Denim Logic, good to see you. Brandful. Bo, what's up? Ariana, how are you, ma'am? Letters and Digits again. Whiskey and Charts, can't go wrong. Lil Janky, what's up? Frank says, good evening. Educated dummy. Bro, drop 20 bones. Okay, so anytime anyone donates anything to the super chat here, we give that away. That goes in the giveaway pile. We help out people in Laos with our giveaway stuff. But I also take a shot every time that happens. Got a little JD bonded right here. It's pretty good stuff. I like it pretty good. Thank you, John. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, how we do? This is good. It's got a, I'm not sure what that back flavor is. It's got a good oaky taste, but that back flavor is something different. It's almost a little sweet. Not much though, just a little on the back end. Good stuff nonetheless. Cycling Cotton, good to see you, brother. Need to raise my personal debt limit. Tom Pazderka, Denny Deep Pockets, good to see you. Anonymity, Tex, sorry, Manolo, Dreamer. All right, let's do this. Dollar index, mathematical formula, Bollinger Bands. How do they work? All right, so people ask me this a lot. Say, what do these indicators do and what do they mean? Blah, blah, blah. Well, Bollinger Bands are really neat. So it was made by a guy named John Bollinger. There's several different ways to use this indicator. I've taken the candles off the screen, and right now all you've got is just the indicator. There's an upper band, a lower band, and a midline. This midline, if you look in the description of what a Bollinger Band is, it's basically the 20 moving average. All right. But nonetheless, we're just going to call it the midline for this. All right. You can change the background and make the background how you would like. In fact, we have Bollinger Bands on an indicator in our Discord. That's part of our Discord subscription, where you get this in the Discord. You get this on your custom indicators. You can have all these indicators into one, so you don't have to buy the fancy trading view package. Part of the reason why we do what we do. But nonetheless, this is how Bollinger Band works. Okay. When the Bollinger Bands are very wide apart, as you see here, there's a large distance in between the two. When this happens, this generally means that things are either trending way up or way down. When that happens, you like to see the candles dance on the outside of the Bollinger Bands, all right? When that happens in an upward fashion, that's the most bullish scenario possible. Just the same in the downward fashion. When you see the candles under the Bollinger Bands, that's the most bearish scenario possible. All right. Neither of which are happening right now. Once you see price move dramatically in either direction, this makes the Bollinger Bands widen out or get very far apart, like you see here. When price gets very boring and goes sideways, you'll see these Bollinger Bands start to pinch in, like you see here. Obviously, it's much, much smaller here and much, much wider here. All right. So what I like to use the Bollinger Bands for, first and foremost, is when I see price action get like this, when they are very tight together, like you see right there. When we see that, that's usually my first sign that we're about to get volatility. And what is volatility? Volatility is rapid movement in either direction. Don't really care which way, so long as that volatility comes in. All right. Now we use this to be able to figure out what's going to move, what's not going to move. Is it time to worry about this? Should we go ahead and get in? Should we not get in? All this is for the Bollinger Bands. All this is great for the Bollinger Bands because you can use those Bollinger Bands to make really, really good decisions. All right. So this is the dollar index. And as you see, it got very tight down here. And after it got very tight, what happened? Sure enough, price started to move up rapidly. As you see, a couple times it jumped over the Bollinger Bands and continued to stay up over those Bollinger Bands the whole time, riding right up around the top of the band. All right. Once you see this thing start to fade and roll back and stay away from the top of the bands like it did up here, typically you'll see it run back to the midline. Midline here is at 103.11. And right now the current DXY is at 103.48. So one would reasonably deduct that likely this thing's going to come back to that midline. All right. Also, whenever you see candles jump over the midline, like you see right here, and then start to close above, I look for 2 in a row would be nice. When you get 2 candles in a row over that midline, bueno, you can usually take a move right there. So for instance, you got 1 candle closed and 2 candles closed over the midline. This tends to show you a chance to get in on this upward price action. All right. That's exactly what happened here. Go back and please do your own work on that. As you see, it didn't quite work exactly the same over here, did it? No. At the same time, the main thing I'm looking for is these Bollinger Bands pinching down like this, all right? Now, what's really cool is to go back in history and kind of look at some different assets and see what happens when those Bollinger Bands really, really squeeze in, all right? So I've pulled up the Bitcoin CME chart right here. This is BTC1 exclamation point. And I'm going to show you the same thing here for the Bollinger Bands on Bitcoin. As you see, starting to get more narrow here. Okay. They were very wide. Let me take these Fibonacci retracement set off here. As you see, they were very wide back here. But since have narrowed up a lot and have gotten into a very, very tight range here, hasn't it? Exactly, it has. On top of that, it's getting tighter. It's moving its way into this big, gigantic wedge right here. It looks like we're going to see price action get really, really squeezed by these Bollinger Bands, tighter and tighter and tighter. What's going to happen? I see some volatility coming in right over here somewhere, which just so happens to be right around the time the federal government is going to talk about interest rates. It's almost as if the market is watching this and waiting for it to happen. Probably we're going to see some movement just before that happens. That's what I'm hopeful for. I would like to see it before then. I would like to see that price action come in way sooner. I would like to see something, for instance, like, let me draw it out here for you. I would like to see price action jump over this and then maybe think about it and then take off, something like that. That would be ideal. I would love to see that scenario play out. Now, will it happen? Look, I'm not a mind reader and I'm not a genius. I'm just a dude on the internet doing this non-financial advice stuff on charts. I'm just good at charts and air conditioning work. That's it. That's all I got. So two things can happen here. The one I just drew out can happen, or you get the other scenario where this thing fades and bounces along this trend line, and we're either going to get down from here, or the same thing could happen and we get up from here and we test this trend line once more. Crazy, right? That I know that there's no real answer here, but I just wanted you to see the Bollinger Bands and I wanted you to see the price action playing out. All right? I like the Bollinger Bands for this reason. They're pretty darn cool. Also, you know, everyone loves to talk about, you know, XRP and how amazing it is and how we got this lawsuit ending and blah, blah, blah. Let's just pull that up for a moment on the charts and have a look at it, right? All right. I recorded that. I don't know really why I recorded it, but I just did. I've already got plenty of other stuff recorded about Bollinger Bands, but nonetheless, I recorded it anyway. So, same thing happened here for XRP. Made a very aggressive run up, and these bands got very wide apart, didn't they? Shortly after that, what happened? Dead sideways until the band squeezed back down again. And then these bands squeezed and we had to move down. Volatility came in, just like I said you want to look for. Now, I'm not saying use the Bollinger Bands to decide which way it's going to go. What I am saying is when you see this thing pinch down like this, that you're likely going to get that volatility come in, and you're likely going to get some price action to watch one way or the other. All right. If you're smart about this, you can short and long based on this. All right. You can see the volatility coming in. You know, we can kind of tell from this one that we were butting our head on this trend line up here, and it was likely not going to break it. All right. We can kind of already tell this was coming. So kind of butted its head on that trend line, snapped off a short, busted down shorter, stayed under the Bollinger Bands, continued to drive bearish as it broke below the bands, as you see there, right? Every once in a while going sideways, allowing the bands to get tight again for more volatility and more volatility. And then recently you've seen it jump over and start its way back up. And bands have started to kind of widen back out. Here we are again, right up against the trend line again. What do you think's going to happen, folks? And we'll watch and see, right? Just wanted you to see what I see with the Bollinger Bands. Take a look back in history. This is where it's really cool. Look on the weekly chart at some of these assets from back in the day. 2017. XRP, right? Look at how tight these bands got on a weekly time frame. In September 2016, look how tight they were. The tightest they'd ever been before. It was bound to be a move happen. And then shortly before the big move up, bands got very tight again, right there. I'll stretch it out a little bit. You can see it right there. Right there. Bands got very tight again. You had this sudden move up, followed by the bands getting tight again, and then another sudden move up, followed by a really, really gnarly bear market that absolutely obliterated most people. But look right here. 2020, summer, middle of the bull market. What happens? Bands get tight. Bam, it pops up and goes. I'm not asking you people to spend hours and hours looking at this stuff. That's a weekly chart, one check per week, and you see what you need to see. All right? It's really not that complicated. You had the signal for XRP when it happened. Right there it was, okay? Same thing again. Look at how tight these bands got right here in March of 23. or just a month or two ago, right? Same thing. You got very tight bands. You got a snappy move up, bounced its head off the trend line and hasn't done much else. Not the point. More so the point is how this thing slapped this trend line after it had tight Bollinger Bands. Beautiful, actually. Got on top of the bands, rode up for a little while, then quit. Now we're inside the bands, bouncing on the trend line. You see they're kind of tight, but not as tight as they were back here. Kind of makes me think we're going to get a little bit of a rollover here. If not there, then roll over here and maybe bounce on the top of this trend line. Let's let these Bollinger Bands get very tight. Let's let them squeeze way in here, right? Something like that. Let those Bollinger Bands get very tight and we'll see volatility come. That's what I want to see. Everyone who's guessing, saying, oh man, Keith, don't you understand that they said weeks, okay? Bread Garlic Bread said weeks, not months. Keith, you're wrong. Have you seen the chart? Oi, bruv. I've been watching a lot of Ted Lasso, so I've been speaking British, goofing off, right? So whatever. Nonetheless, volatility is likely to come, but not just yet for XRP. I'm happy. I'm hopeful it moves, right? I'm also smart enough to know it's probably going to get stuck in these bands for a little bit here. Okay? Don't get your, as they say in England, your pants, your knickers in a twist. All right? All right, let me look at some of these you guys have asked for. CRV. I'm going to talk about Bitcoin and some other stuff in a moment here. I got FTM written down. Big Deck said Pinch with P-E-E-N-C-H. That's not funny, guys, making fun of my accent. It's not funny. Oh, yeah, Jack Bro Classic. That's Jack Debonded. It's pretty good stuff. All right, so let me take these Bollinger Bands off. That was the whole thing I wanted to show you there. And I'm going to skate back to DXY here. Before I get into much of this stuff, I want to give you guys a scenario, and I want to break down some real-world stuff that really happened for me back in the day. All right? I've often told my story on here, and I've said things that have happened back to me back in the day, but I've really never actually shown you any of that, right? Maybe I was lying, right? Maybe I'm not really from the trailer park. Maybe I'm just bullshitting you. I'm a trust fund baby, right? So I thought, what better way to fix that than to pull some charts up and show you, or some pictures and show you exactly what I'm talking about. So let me pull up some pictures here. I want to talk to you for a moment about the housing market and about the DXY and about the dollar and about things that are going on here. It's a little intimidating. So this is my first house. This is the first house that I ever had. Me and my ex-wife lived here. All right. I did not pay $143,000 for this home. Me and her paid $95,000, and that was back in 2005. And back in 2005, we had a 6.75% interest rate. Now, why does this matter? What's the point in this? Yesterday, interest rates hit 7.12% for mortgages, 30-year mortgages. And that's for people with decent credit. Back when I bought that house, we had average to no credit. All right. So little did we know we were kind of buying the top, but we were excited to get a home, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. We paid $95,000 for that house in 2005 at 6.75% interest rate. In 2008, 'twas gone. All right. And I want you to see this next picture to see what happened after. It'll pull up. There we go. You can kind of see here, someone bought it after the bank took it back from me for $55,000, and then they listed it and relisted it and listed it and relisted it, and it sold for $58,000 in 2018, and then now is worth $143,000. Realistically speaking, what is a double wide worth? Not $143,000. But some idiot is probably going to pay that. And not only are they going to pay that, they're going to pay that at 7.12% interest rate. That's madness. Madness, folks. madness. So this time last year, interest rates were not this high. This time last year, interest rates were around 4%. In 2021, interest rates were around 3%. We have gone up nearly 300% on interest rates. Since we've gone up nearly 300% on interest rates, it is becoming more difficult for the average person to purchase a home. On top of that, inflation set in, so every good and service went up in cost. So goods and services cost more. Loans cost more. I guess wages must have went up as well. Wrong. Wages did not match goods and services or mortgage rates. At the same time, those whom could afford to buy a home back then already did. They already did it. 2021, after the COVID thing happened, oh my God, people were ready to go. Let's get it going, bro. Let's get a house cheap while we can. And they did. And matter of fact, they did so much that banks started offering specialty mortgage rates to certain people. Why would they do that? Well, because most people with good A+ credit or A credit have already bought a home. They don't want another one. They can't afford another one. Well, who do you sell a house to now? Got to start selling to other people. Now, back in 2005, 2006, 2007, there were people with 2, 3, 4 mortgages doing crazy stuff. We haven't got to that level yet. But what happened first back then was interest rates got a little high. Okay. And as interest rates got a little high and things got a little dicey, things kind of topped out and danced around sideways for a while. Well, it's kind of happening now, isn't it? Right? Housing prices have started to plateau a little bit and dance around on the top, maybe come down a little bit. Interest rates are way up. Have we gotten to the point where people have 3, 4, 5 mortgages? No, we haven't gotten there. The other problem is back in 2005, there was not a commercial real estate problem. And right now, there's a commercial real estate problem. So I'm telling you this to make you understand that all this happened while they were not printing money. They've stopped printing money and they've started taking money out. Well, just the other day, what did the wonderful government do? Yeah, folks, they decided to print money again. And because they've decided to print money again, supply and demand comes into effect. All of what you see right here, this graph that you see right here in front of me, this is them stopping printing money and actually taking money out of the market. No longer printing. When that happened, the dollar value went up. Guess what? Guess what? It retraced. It retraced. And now they just decided to start printing money again. Basically $2 trillion and maybe even 4. Guess what's going to happen again, folks? We're likely to get another leg down on the dollar here. If the dollar goes down, typically risk assets go up. So what do you think is going to happen, folks? Unemployment continues to flounge around. They can't figure out why. It's because people aren't wanting to work for what they were making. Cost of goods are still high. Inflation is still high, barely moved down at all. Wages are not up. Mortgage rates are high. People already have bought a home who have one. They're starting to move into B+ and B credit instead of A+ and A credit. That's a bad sign. Little by little, the cracks are starting to form here. And I think this is good for risk assets. I don't think you're going to see a big dump like people say. And that's why I wanted to show you this dollar index stuff. Show you that we kind of seem to have bounced off the trend line. I don't know why I just drew that. My fault. We kind of seem to have bounced off this trend line almost perfectly, as you see there. Dink. And since then, we've already started a weekly reversal here. Now, I do expect this to slow up just a little bit. Here's the daily. We've broken under the 8 EMA, and you're sitting right on top of the 21 EMA basically now. Going to get a little bit more down. Then you got the 100 moving average. There's a lot of stuff under here to help catch this, right? So I think it may kind of jibble jabble around a little bit. It may not just go all down at once like you may think it wants to or needs to, but I do think we're going to see some tail off on price here for the dollar index. I think it'll slow down and roll over. And if that happens, that typically means that risk assets go up. Now, That hinges on the fact that the government may or may not freeze interest rates. They may continue interest rates with an increase. They may drop interest rates. And I doubt they drop them. I think they may pause them for a month and see what happens. But I definitely don't think they're going to start cutting them. However, a pause would be seen as bullish. So that's the 14th of this month. Let's watch carefully, okay? Let's watch carefully. I'm going to get into some of this stuff you guys have asked for. Let me go over here and see the rest. AVAX. What's up, CL? Don Manna, what's up, good guys? Fritz, what's up, brother? I got Engine. I got DAG. I'll look at DAG. Yep. FTM, I got that written down. Let's get right on into that. But first, if you haven't done so, please check out our Discord. It's right here, 786 Assassins /half off. The link is in the description of this video as well. It's half off, folks. It's $8 whopping bucks. I've had multiple people send me multiple different Discords in the last couple of days, from $100 a month to $30 a month. We are $8. What do we offer? What you see right here is what we do all day long, 24/7, 365. We've got people trading 5-minute charts, 1-hour charts, 1-day charts. We have Forex traders. We have stock traders who are doing options. We have people who are actively helping teach every single day. If you have questions, you can come in and get one-on-one personal answers. I try to answer every single question I see asked. I don't get them all, but I try to get every single one of them. We have multiple sections. We have a fundamental section if you want to talk about fundamentals. If you just want to bull crap and shoot the bull, you can. I can actually start you a thread in the Discord for just you to learn with, so that anyone who wants can come in and help you out. You can ask questions and you will get answers. We want you to be first. We want you to get your profits at the top, and we want you to ride that bear market down in stable coins and buy near the bottom again, like we just did from 2022 all the way into 2023. Don't miss out, folks. It's cheap. It's $8 whopping bucks. I'm not asking you to give up a life savings. I'm not asking you to make some stupid commitment. It's not worth all that. But for $8, come on, man. What are we talking about? All right, so let's get into DAG first, because someone asked. All right, so I bought a little bit of DAG right here at this green line. And as you see, I'm down a little bit. I didn't buy much. Only bought $1,000 worth. I didn't want to go silly with this. So it's still flirting around with this 618 line, which is at 0.0325 or 3.032 cents. By the way, I got my Bud Light out. I'm no longer going to call them the Mulvaney's. I'm going to call them Blue Buds. All right, we're going to bring this back. Hey, Bud Light, holla at your boy. I don't care. You can say whatever you need to say about me. I don't care. I'm perfectly comfortable with my sexuality, sirs and ma'ams, or them days, whatever you call yourself. I don't care. I'm just Keith, so whatever. Anyway, I like this daily candle that's currently forming. However, we've seen a lot of this back and forth rinky-dink stuff. If I pull the Bollinger Bands up, you'll see something impressive here. Look how tight these Bollinger Bands are getting, okay? And if I step it out to weekly, not as good, is it? Kind of wide. So be prepared. Even if we get a couple good green candles here, we may get hung up at this upper Bollinger Band line here, which is around 4.5 cents. And that's even if we get a move up. We may not get that move up, yeah? May not get it. I like this current hammer candle that it's throwing. It tried to sell off and it immediately pulled in a big buy candle here, which is cool. Same thing that happened back here, right? And then it had a little bit of volatility that came in right here. Right? I want to see something similar here. Give me the same move. And I think 4.5 cents is a good first starter area. It's still floundering around doing a bunch of nothing. They do have a halvening coming up, and I think they're going to stop giving soft node staking rewards finally. Probably should have never done that, because by doing that, you essentially rewarded people for nothing, and that's a bad idea. Rewarding people for doing nothing is never a good idea. Ask anyone who hires employees that do nothing. All right, you should reward hard work. You should not reward nothingness. Just my opinion. Maybe I'm an idiot. Either way, you're still not over the 821 EMA here. You have no other buy signal other than the fact that it's kind of sitting at support right here. I like that it hasn't failed this area yet, but be careful. I really want to see it move up here. I promise you I do. I'm on your team, DAG folks. Don't get mad. I'm not fudding anything. I'm on your team. Let's do Bitcoin real quick because I didn't do it yet. I just kind of talked about the Bollinger Bands. It's still flirting around in range here, back and forth between the 236 and the 382. I like this current candle. However, it's continuously done this crap where it throws a good candle and then fails just like it did here. I'd like to get a move back up and get past this 28,000 level. I think 27,006 is actually the key level here of the most interest to me, 27,006. But, you know, hey, it may take a little bit to come up off that floor. Same thing here on CME. It doesn't change anything. However, I will say it hasn't hit the 100 moving average just yet on the CME. This thing may just matriculate sideways and do nothing as this 100 moving average slowly catches up. All right, and then we may get a bounce off that 100 and a move up. Or we get a failure of the 100 and a move down. All right, we are right at that pinch point. Right at that pinch point. I've already bought. I'm already about 65% in or whatever. So I got some other stables sitting to the side. I'm ready to unload those. I'd like to see one more little move down here to give me my perfect buy signal. Just haven't got it yet. All right. I'm hopeful though. That's at 25,006. So we may not get back to that. It may hit 26 one more time. Maybe down to 26 flat one more time. And at that point, I had to be a buyer, man. I had to take a chance. I didn't get the perfect spot that I wanted, but close enough for government work is still good enough for me. FTM. This one has been absolutely blasted by sale pressure. Just crushed by sale pressure. It had a really, really good run up, though, didn't it? It felt good on the way up, huh? Everyone was living the best life when it was heading up, right? Everybody was having a grand old time when this thing made this big move. And now look, blame it on whatever you need to blame it on. What do I see? I see a bunch of sell pressure that hasn't corrected itself yet. And as long as this continues to happen, it's a no-go for me. I need to see it break trend. If it breaks trend, it's likely going to jump the 821 EMA at the same time. And then we can talk about some turkey here. Now, I will say this, be careful. It's under the 200 moving average. I never want to see an asset under the 200. Never. Because it cannot be in a bull market if it's under the 200. Simple as that. And that's that red line you see right there. That's the 200 moving average. You're under that, you're not in a bull market. You're no longer bullish. You're much more bearish. And it's clearly under it. All right. CRV. Same story here for CRV. It's a little better than FTM, but stuck under the 200 moving average. Not hitting too much of a lick right here. If it can't get past 82 cents and really get past 85 cents where the 200 moving average is, then you're probably coming back down to 72 cents. I'd really like to see it get over this 200 and get going though. If it doesn't, punishment time down to 72. That's going to be the punishment for not getting over this 200 moving average. It better get going because it hasn't done it yet. Still no buy, even if it has to on one green candle. Don't let one green candle get you all in your feelings. All right. Quant. I got in Quant down here at the green line. I'm still in it now. Why did I buy there? Well, it threw a nice big green candle at the bottom. It'd been getting crushed with sell pressure. It was incredibly oversold. So I said, hey man, let's take a chance here. Sure enough, it worked out. I mean, it looked miserable. Let's be real. It was so far down. I didn't think it'd go too much farther. So I took a chance and it worked out pretty well. It was also at the same support level that it's hit multiple other times, right? So I took a chance. Now it's up here stuck under the 200 moving average. I really would like to see it get over that. May take a little bit of time here. As you see, it almost went overbought. If it does go overbought, I'll probably sell off a portion of what I've got for profits. You're still over the 821 EMA. You don't have a technical sales signal yet. Same time, it's running a little hot, so it may slow down here a little bit and think about it before it makes another attempt at breaking that 200. I'm hopeful that it breaks. I'd like to see it keep going. We don't get a guarantee, though. We don't really get a say. Injective protocol. I said engine earlier. It's injective protocol. INJ USDT. Injective protocol through a morning star pattern. What is a morning star pattern? Mullet's still on here. He'll know what that is. That's when you have a doji candle after a solid red candle that is on support. Solid red candle to support, doji candle, and then you get a big green candle on the back side of that. That's a morning star. And the opposite of that is when you invert this and you get a big green candle, I ain't going to have it on here, so you can't really see it, but you'd get a big green candle, you'd get a red doji candle, and then you'd get a solid red candle after that. That would be a evening star or a shooting star, an evening star pattern, not a shooting star. That's an evening star. Morning star good, evening star bad. All right, you want to see morning star patterns just like this. I also bought this, as you can see, I bought it right down here. I bought that trend line touch. I hit that trend line. I thought, hey man, this looks good. It could go here. And as a matter of fact, it's done well. XDC. All right, I bought XDC for the same reason. Off the 200 moving average, off the trend line, it broke this sell pressure right here, this red line that I've got drawn right here. It broke that. When it did, it cracked the 821 EMA at the same time. It danced around on top of it just a little bit here before it actually took off and went. Shortly after that, big green candle come in. Excellent. Still over the 8 EMA now. I didn't take any profits yet on this one. I'm going to leave it be. I want to see what it does. Give it some time. It had a miserable run down, just like Quant did, just like some others, yeah, FTM. And then it made this really, really sharp move. Now, I'd like to see it hang on here. I don't get a say in the matter, but, you know, it hasn't went overbought yet. I'm going to hang in there and give this thing a chance. I think it may have a little bit of fluid left behind it. Just get going, yeah? Just get going, yeah? All right, AVAX. So it's been dancing around this same support level here, which I'm happy to see. See that? Same support level. Hasn't really failed it yet. You got a bit of a double bottom here. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. I'd like to see this thing crack the 8 EMA, which it has not done yet. Bear. It's also under the 200 moving average. So it's more bearish. So I'm going to take less chances when I see this happen. It's been getting rickrolled by sell pressure, as you see. Big sell pressure. If we pull up some pivots real quick, you'll see it's kind of stuck under the regular pivot over top of S1. So a little work here to be done for FTM. Is it worth taking a chance on? Well, I like buying support in general. I'm a little worried about how far below the 200 it is, right? And I don't like that it's not an 821 buy yet. I'd like to wait on that to be a little bit safer. But again, buying support usually works out. Okay. It could be in a much worse position. You could be trying to buy this up here. Yeah. And you're not. You're trying to buy way down here. And I like the thought. I really do. Oh, you're welcome, Dreamer. Sticking to my course. Cheers, bro. No. You can't let anybody take anything from you. Okay. You can't let anybody take anything from you. If it's yours, you take it back. All right. You take it back if you don't like people taking it from you. I've been a Bud Light guy since I was 12. I'm going to stick to Bud Light. You can't take it from me. There's no way you're going to get it from me. I'll drink it if I want. I'm a free American. If I want to drink Miller Lights, I'll drink Miller Lights. If I want to drink Coors Lights, I'll drink Coors Lights. But, yeah, these were also half off. So when you get half off beer, you take it. I want to say, I think it was 60 cents a can at the store the other day when I got it. I was like, what? 60 cents? I'm there. It's like $1.25 for normal. Hey guys, we got 60 people on, 34 likes. Everybody go hit like real quick, man. They don't cost anything. They're free. All right. The more likes we get, the more people we help. Dot and tail coin. Dot and tail. That is from Todd Make. Yes, sir. We can look at those. Blue collar bud. Am I dropping weight? No, bro. I'm trying not to. Do I look like I've lost weight? Unfortunate. I'll eat more. Frank said, so glory holes are in again? Jesus Christ, Frank. Oh, Lord. Can't have nothing for redneck vandals. Dot. Similar story as AVAX. On support here. I like that it broke the sell pressure and is just going sideways, but I need to see more. All right, show me more. Do something here. You want to take a chance? I'm cool with taking chances. Just be careful, man. Just be careful. I don't hate buying support. I really don't. But I understand you're taking a bigger risk because it's not a buy signal yet. That's exactly what you're getting with Dot here. Enter at your own risk. You want to see a stinker that I really thought would do something? That's Chainlink. Jesus, Chainlink. Do something, bro. It's dead sideways. Such a snooze fest. I want you to look at these Bollinger Bands. This is weekly. Weekly. Come on, man. Go. Just go. Right? Hasn't done it. It's absolutely stinking the joint up. Sitting on support doing jack shit. Come on, man. Do something. If it would just get moving off the bottom here, I'd be happy to be screaming glory for it. It ain't done it. If I go back to daily here, look how tight the Bollinger Bands are on daily. Are you shitting me? Yet, still no buy signal. It's still not over the 821 EMA. Yes, I've already bought this. That's my green line. I really thought we'd get a move off here, and nothing. It needs to get over the 200. If it can get over the 200 moving average, I think it may get violent, but it hasn't done it yet. That really ticks me off. Come on, man. A drastic underperformer as Link. So I think, because it's done nothing, that there's a good chance something dramatic happens. Tailcoin. Ooh, this one's a little worse than the others. Back at support, but it hasn't had a lot of tests here. Still a bit of a falling knife, if I'm honest. You can see the knife kind of falling. My nose is itching. Ooh. Sorry. There you go. There's the falling knife. We don't usually try to catch falling knives, folks. We let the falling knives fall, and we let them hit the floor and stop spinning first before we pick them up. And this is a good example of a falling knife. So for me, Tailcoin is not good enough yet. I need to see improvement here before I'm going to take a chance on that. It immediately jumps out and screams no thank you to me. So I'm going to say no. It seems like Link is in a multi-year accumulation phase. Little Jinky says you either is or you ain't. Oh, that's good. All right, render. RNDR. Man, I've been doubling up on Claritin, y'all, but still. For whatever reason, man, look, I know I've started to get older, and these sinuses playing hell on an old man, y'all. Damn. Back when I first started doing YouTube, man, that was 4 years ago. I was a young buck, 36. Didn't have all this gray rocking around, bro. I had more hair, right? Pushing 40 now. It's starting to get rough. All right, render. While it looks a little fishy at the moment, I want you to understand it's still hanging on and still over this big trend. I don't know why the hell I've got fibs pulled out that far. Don't ask me. I don't know. But let's zap those in a little tighter. All right, 618. We're still over top of 618. You're in the wait a minute zone, which is in between the 8 and the 21 EMA there. I don't like being in the wait a minute zone. I want to be above the 8 EMA up here, not below it where it's at right now. And I definitely don't want to be under the 21. If I look at the RSI, you did peak into overbought and you started to have some bearish convergence, meaning price falling. You are at support. It's not necessarily time to run away, but I would be very careful here. If it doesn't hold on this 21 EMA, it gets messy. It's going to run back to the trend line. I'm hopeful that it takes another stab and goes sideways and hits this trend line and takes another run at my 2 target boxes here. I still like $3 here. It hit $2.93, which was close, but I said it would hit $3, and I still think it will. Let's just bear with it. Render has been a drastic overperformer as compared to most. Let's have a drink of Bud Light. And if you guys get upset because I drink a beer, I don't know what to tell you. He supports people I don't like. Bro, I love everybody. Whatever. The beautiful thing about what we do is it doesn't matter who's on the other side of the screen. We're in this together. It doesn't matter what you call yourself or what you look like or who you look like. We have way too many walls up in the crypto space. Whom you like to have sex with in the bedroom is none of my business. So long as you're into crypto, that's all I care about. Okay? Fair enough? Cool. Try to be as adult about this stuff as I can, yeah? ADA. Cardano. It had a really wild ride up in the January, and then it's kind of gone sideways since. Threw a really ugly candle here and jumped under the 821. Now it's right back over it, trying to reclaim it. I do have a position in ADA. That's that green line. It went right back down to my buy line. I bounced right back up. So like nothing happened. It's over the 200, which I like. It's over the trend, which I like. So I'm going to hang on to this for a bit and give it a chance because I do think we have a chance to run back up here more toward 40 cents again. I'm here for that. And it could go much farther than that, but I don't want to get hyped up on this. I want to leave it be and let it kind of do its thing. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? 2% today. It was down 4% yesterday or some shit. I don't know. I don't remember. I remember seeing it and going, and then looking away. Algorand. Sorry, piece of shit, Algorand. Just go already. I bought this. It's floundered around back and forth, done a bunch of nothing. That's my buy line and the green. I took a chance on this and it didn't work out. Okay, this is what I mean when I say you're taking a chance when you don't buy a buy signal. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So be careful, right? Don't flirt with disaster unless you're ready to have the consequences. Solana. You know, it jumped over here and it potentially is still over trend. I'm not positive exactly how to draw this yet. It's too tiny. It's a little bit too tiny. But you are still over the 821 EMA, which is good. You didn't get an 821 EMA cross just yet. See that? Not yet. Close, but not yet. But you do have 2 over the 8 and you're over the 200. So I would play 2 over the 8 and just take a chance. It's got a low time frame, head and shoulders there. Let's see if that plays out or not. Yeah. I like it being off the 200 moving average. And I like it breaking that trend line right there. So let's give this a little bit. And I bet you we get a little bit of a rock and roll action back up here toward this trend line over here. At least. That's why I bought my ADA position. And Solana, same way. Okay, let's look at Doge. I wrote down some more that people asked me to look at here. You know, Doge hasn't done much, right? And then, you know, yesterday everyone tried to jump on the hype machine and say that Elon was going to cost everybody money and blah, blah, blah. And I think you all need to grow the fuck up. He's not in charge of this stuff. In case you haven't noticed yet, he only talks about Dogecoin at very opportune times. That's why he's not going to lose that lawsuit. Plus, he likes to troll. It's a hobby of his. He's even said so, which is pretty cool if you think about it. Not over the 821 EMA yet, but you did break the sell pressure and it is going sideways. And I bet you we're going to have very tight Bollinger Bands. Yes, we do. Very nice. Now on the weekly, not so tight. This thing could go dead sideways for the next few weeks and do nothing. And I do have a position in Doge and it could just be sitting there floundering around doing a bunch of damn nothing. Okay, so understand that it could just go sideways here and suck. Okay, cool. I'm all right with that. I'm going to leave it be. I do have a position. I took a chance here. I want to let it play out. I like the tight Bollinger Bands. Give me some volume. Give me some movement here. And I think we can get off this floor. Worst case scenario, we go back to the trend line. And I'm okay with that too. SHIB, worse off than Doge. All right, it really is. It's worse off than Doge. It hasn't done much of nothing here. Continues to flounder around low. I really need to see you move off the bottom here. Tight Bollinger Bands. Look at that. Look how tight them Bollinger Bands are. Nice hammer candle, right? I think I've already sold this. I kept this buy line up here. I think I've already been out of this. So I'd like to see this thing rebound and get going too and get back up here toward 236 or 382. Back up in here to resistance. That's a solid gain. That's like 40% or 30%. Yeah. 25%. Pretty good. But not a buy signal just yet. Thinking maybe next week or the week after we're going to have some really good looking charts. And I like the month of June to be a rebound month. I really do. ARPA. Cause. Cheaper than water, bro. Yeah. DMTR. Thank you, Ariana. Appreciate it. 10-cent algo incoming. Raging Beagle said, oof. Want to continue shorting it. Yeah. ICP. What else we got? Let me make sure I got them all here. All right. So let's do DMTR first. I'm going to have to look on deck screen right now. Is DMTR a stock? You're probably talking about crypto, yeah. Oh, it's going to be bright. I'm sorry. Oh, no, it's not. Good. DMTR. Let's pull up the daily. Let's put this in log. Let's get rid of volume. Waste of time on low cap cryptos. All right. So we're yeah, it's accumulation stage now. Going pretty much dead sideways here, doing a lot of nothing. Forming a bit of a Bart Simpson. It's a little bit worrisome. Is he going to come down here and form this Bart Simpson out the rest of the way? I think there's a possibility that happens. I don't like this thing peeking up and coming back down here like this. It shows me that sellers are happy to push it back down. I'll be very careful with DMTR if I were you. Count your blessings, right? ARPA. Spelled that wrong. I'm an idiot. All right, ARPA. There we go. So you had a really good sharp move up, followed by a really good sharp move down. A couple people in our Discord are shorting the shit out of this. You did break the middle of the Bollinger Bands. It has have a ton of room to go down on the RSI. It already came up on metric ton. There's a good possibility this thing rolls back over and keeps going down even more. I definitely wouldn't long it. I would be very careful if you're trying to get cute and go long. I don't like to counter trade like that. You're counter trading against machines, and they're usually smarter than you. Caspa. Yeah, not much to point out here on Caspa. Maybe the RSI did break back into nominal trading for the first time. It's not done that before, which is kind of cool. Pull up a bigger chart. There we go. Yeah, you're still getting hounded by sell pressure here. So don't fall for the trap. Yeah, don't fall for the thirst trap. You don't have an 821 cross just yet, I don't think. Nope, you don't. I do like coming off the 200 moving average. That's nice. Want to take a chance in here somewhere that it holds a 200? Risk reward, right? How much is it worth for you to lose? All right, so that's how much I want you to gauge on how much you want to spend on it. I want to put 100. I want to put 10,000. Well, is it worth that risk? That's up to you, and I want you to come up with your own answer on this one, but it's not a buy signal just yet. I like it coming off the 200. I don't hate taking a chance, right? Not a buy signal just yet. ICP. All right. System fell under the 200, getting hammered by sell pressure. Hasn't broken trend just yet. I'd really like to see an improvement before I say yes. ICP, a lot of people are giving it hype. I don't do hype, everybody. I don't do hype. I'm sorry. I just don't do hype. You guys know me. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Wonder how many memes are already out there. Bro, a lot. But not only can the president not walk, I can hardly walk, but I have bad knees and bad ankles. And a lower back problem. Arbitrum. I have a position. It's the green line. Yes, it's down a little bit. Tough titty, right? The world doesn't care about me. Again, I like this thing trending up. I just need you to go already and quit playing around with my heart like Backstreet Boys. All right, quit playing games with my heart. I will say that there's a bit of a wedge here. Yeah, may take some time. Finish its wedge out. Get over this 821 EMA and we can really talk some turkey here, but it hasn't done it yet. A lot of playing around and not a lot of action. And I'm about that action, boss. I want to see that action come out on them charts so I can go, bam, let's rock and roll. Just not going to bullshit you and tell you something that isn't true. Sorry, you're not going to get that from me. I'm not the typical influencer. I'm just not going to do it. The ones that I've shown you that I said I have, yeah, I have them. Those are the only ones. All right, let's see. Ethereum. I didn't do Ethereum. I'm sorry. So Ethereum is actually threatening to break trend here. Now, it hasn't done it yet, but I really like this candle coming off this 821 EMA right here, this green candle that you got coming up right now. Really like that. I need to see a little bit more from you, right? Give me some more juice, give me some energy here, and break loose of this. This brings me to the ETH BTC chart, which is a comparison of the two, yeah? Look at Ethereum versus Bitcoin. It's pushing into the 200 right now. Is it going to get over it? It's almost overbought, right? So I don't know if it's going to run so much against Bitcoin, maybe with it. Maybe Bitcoin runs a little harder, but it is pushed up against this 200 right now. Be careful. I do have an ETH position. I do have a Bitcoin position. I'm cool with both of them. Let's get on the ball, right? As you see, Ethereum's in a little bit better position than Bitcoin is right now, yeah? So keep that in mind. Don't forget, though, that ETH BTC chart is hitting the 200. May slow down, or we may see Bitcoin speed up dramatically, yeah? Maybe both go up. I would be cool with that. I'd like to see Ethereum get back up toward 2,000 again and maybe make a run at 24, 2,500. That seems a little bit unrealistic right now. I know that, so bear with it and give it some more time. I think things will start panning out eventually. He says, I wonder what you think about another guy's extremely bearish analysis. Yeah, I don't hate anybody's analysis. That's something about me. I'm not going to sit up here and hate unless you openly bash me. And the people who openly bash me, I'm going to come back at you, and that's all there is to it. If you especially if you call me a scammer or whatever, bro, you don't know me. And these things that you wouldn't say to my face, bro, trust me, if I ever see you in public, you're going to have to do it. All right. I confronted people in Vegas when they started talking to me about it. All right. So don't think you're any different. I'm not talking about you, Laker. Not talking about you. I just realized that for what people are saying to happen, a ton of stuff has to go just right. And nothing ever goes just right. So that immediately leads me down the line of, I'm not really going to listen to too much of that. I can see what's happening on the charts. I'm going to stick to the charts, and you're not going to push me off of what I already see. I'm not going to be moved on this. In the words of Samuel L. Jackson from the movie Black Snake Moan, I'm not going to be moved on this. Once I see some stuff fail, we can talk about bearishness, okay? But I also realize in the summer we're probably going to move up before we get that bearishness. Just the way the math works. Just did ICP, brother. Just did ICP. I'd say a few things after a few Bud Lights. I'm drinking Blues Rug. What about you? I'm comfortable with my sexuality. All right. So, what else we got real quick? Total market cap. I completely forgot about this. I'm sorry. I like total market cap, and depending on where we draw this trend line, if we want to move it up to here, that's right at the trend. If we want to move it back down to here, it's close, not exactly there yet. It's getting, look how close, my goodness. It's right up against it. Tough call, right? So I want to wait till I see a 821 break back over. We just failed under. That's not the greatest ever. Really like to see it hop back over here before I give it a yes, my people, it's ready to rock and roll move. That's why I haven't got all the way back in yet. I see some stuff like this and it kind of worries me a little bit and makes me have pause. And in relation to that, real quick, here's total 2. A little bit better, a little bit worse. Call it what you want. Depending on how you draw that trend line, right? That green trend line. Perhaps we fell under. Total 3. Right? It looks like it broke out of the wedge, but it's all balled up with a 200 moving average bouncing back and forth. Can't make its mind up. Everything's right on edge, isn't it? Since everything is right on edge, that's why I would say just wait it out a little bit. Don't freak out. Give it a little bit of time. Let it do its thing. Don't worry about it, all right? Remove your emotions, and if you're not sure what to do, take a walk. Have a break. Relax. It's not worth stressing over and losing hair over. I've lost enough. All right. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate every single person who comes on here. It means the world to me. The fact that this many people want to come and hang out from all over the world. I have guys on here and girls on here, women, men, whatever you call yourself, all over the world here. Australia, England, every continent except Antarctica. It's amazing. We got people in Africa, Asia. I mean, it's nuts, dude. It's nuts. We have everywhere except Antarctica. It'd be really cool if we had somebody in Antarctica. We have someone in Iceland as well because I've seen them and I talked to them in the DMs. So, from me to you, thank you. Thank you very, very much. Don't forget, right here's our Discord. Description of the video. The link's down there too. $8 whopping a month. I'm not asking you to give up your life savings. I think that's dumb. Thank you. I'll leave you with this in the words of the late, great, notorious B.I.G. It could have been anywhere in the world. It chose to be here with me. I appreciate that infinitely. Sky's the limit. Y'all be good. See you next time. Peace.